The human head is both a command center and a radiator, losing heat rapidly, especially in the cold. For soldiers, headgear has always been about more than just protection from weapons. It's about survival against the elements. Early warriors used leather, fur, or wool to conserve heat. But the world wars brought a new threat: industrialized artillery. The steel helmet, French Adrian, British Brodie, German Stahlhelm, American M1, became standard, designed to deflect shrapnel and save lives. Soldiers trusted these helmets, using them for everything from cooking to makeshift seats. But as the war dragged into brutal winters, a flaw emerged. The same steel that stopped shrapnel became a liability in the cold. The helmet's promise of safety was kept in summer and desert, but in the freezing forests of Europe and Russia, it became a chilling paradox. The steel shell, so effective in battle, now threatened soldiers with hypothermia. The helmet was a symbol of the modern soldier, but its design hadn't accounted for the silent, deadly enemy of winter. Soldiers discovered that their trusted armor could sap their strength, making survival a battle against both enemy fire and the elements. The helmet's greatest strength became its most dangerous weakness in the cold. Steel is strong and easy to shape, perfect for mass-producing helmets, but it's also a superb conductor of heat. In winter, a steel helmet acts like a heat sink, pulling warmth from a soldier's head and radiating it into the freezing air. Imagine a GI in the Battle of the Bulge, huddled in a foxhole. Every bit of warmth is precious, yet his helmet is draining it away. The helmet, meant to protect, becomes a liability, making the head colder, increasing the risk of hypothermia and frostbite. Soldiers couldn't simply remove their helmets. Enemy fire was a constant threat. The cold metal could even freeze to skin or hair, causing instant frostbite. This wasn't just an American problem. German, Russian, and Allied troops all suffered. The steel helmet was engineered for ballistic protection, not for thermal regulation. Its simplicity became its downfall in extreme cold. The helmet protected against shrapnel, but waged a silent war against the body's core temperature. Soldiers faced a daily dilemma: risk enemy fire or risk freezing. The helmet's design, focused on one threat, left soldiers exposed to another. The cold was an enemy the engineers hadn't fully anticipated. The steel shell, so effective in battle, became a relentless thief of warmth. In winter, the helmet's protection came at a steep cost. The science is simple. Steel conducts heat away from the head with ruthless efficiency. Helmets had liners of fiber, leather, or webbing, meant to insulate and cushion. But these liners were too thin and poorly designed to trap enough dead air to slow heat loss. The air gap was small, often leaky, and the liner compressed under the helmet's weight, losing what little insulation it offered. Metal rivets and suspension parts acted as mini heat bridges, channeling warmth straight to the steel shell. No matter how much wool was packed in, the helmet's design was fundamentally flawed for winter. It was like wearing a metal bucket on your head in a blizzard. The laws of physics worked against the soldier. Armor became a cooling device. The helmet's robust design for impact protection made it a perfect conductor of cold. Soldiers couldn't escape the relentless drain of body heat. The helmet's failure in winter was a lesson in the limits of single-purpose engineering. In the frozen landscapes of war, the helmet's strength became a soldier's weakness. Soldiers improvised to survive the cold, often wearing the wool jeep cap under their steel helmets. The jeep cap added warmth, trapping air, and providing a barrier between scalp and steel. But it made helmets sit high and unstable, exposing more of the head and neck to danger. Soldiers faced a constant trade-off: warmth versus protection. Commanders disliked the look, but practicality won out in the trenches. German troops stuffed rags or knit caps under their helmets, with similar awkward results. The helmet was never designed to work with extra layers. Thermal comfort was an afterthought. The struggle between protection and survival was a daily reality. The lesson: military gear must work in all conditions, not just the ideal ones. Today's helmets are a world apart from the steel pots of World War II. Modern helmets use advanced composites like Kevlar, lighter, stronger, and far less conductive than steel. The heat sink problem is solved. Kevlar doesn't drain warmth from the head. Inside, thick, removable pads of memory foam provide shock absorption, comfort, and crucial insulation. These pads trap air, creating a well-sealed barrier against the cold. Moisture-wicking fabrics keep sweat away, preventing chilling in cold weather. The helmet is now part of an integrated clothing system designed for modularity and adaptability. Soldiers can adjust pads for a perfect fit, even with extra winter layers. The helmet remains stable and protective no matter the conditions. Modern design means soldiers no longer choose between warmth and safety. The helmet is now a complete system, built for all threats and all climates. In World War II, helmet camouflage was improvised. Nets, foliage, or white paint for snow. White cloth covers were common in winter, but often makeshift and unreliable. Camouflage was purely visual, meant to fool the human eye. Today, the battlefield is filled with sensors that see beyond visible light. Modern helmet covers use advanced fabrics to mask both visual and thermal signatures. Digital patterns like multicam or MARPAT break up outlines in multiple spectrums. These fabrics have low thermal emissivity, blending the soldier's heat with the environment. Camouflage now hides soldiers from both eyes and technology. The evolution reflects a new reality. Survival means staying invisible to machines as well as men. Modern camouflage is a dual-purpose shield, far beyond the painted steel of the past. The steel helmet's winter failure is a lesson in holistic design. It protected against shrapnel, but failed to support the soldier in all conditions. Modern helmets are integrated systems, insulating, shock-absorbing, moisture-wicking, and camouflaged for every threat. They protect the head and help regulate the brain's temperature, preserving combat effectiveness. A cold, exhausted soldier is a vulnerable one. Modern gear keeps the mind sharp and the body ready. The shift from standalone armor to complete systems reflects decades of hard-earned lessons. Today's helmet is a product of the system's age, not the industrial age. It's designed to protect the warrior, not just the skull. The modern helmet ensures safety, warmth, and readiness, no matter the battlefield. It's not just armor, it's survival, redefined.